John, thanks for coming out, man.
Dude, thanks for having me, man.
Good to see you, man.
It's been a while, man.
It has been a while. It's been way too long, and it's been about 2 years since I did the James show, and I thank you for being my first guest on it.
Oh, wow.
I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely, man. So, everybody, I want to introduce you to John. John, tell the people who you are, what you do, and I'm going to go right into it.
Yeah. James, thanks for having me, man.
Definitely.
John Tomines, JT Invest. So, six-figure wholesaler, six-figure flipper. Went from knocking on doors, having zero bootstrapping in our local town, and pandemic really humbled me and stuff like that. But long story short, invested in myself and got a couple of mentors and started flipping. And here we are, six-figure wholesaler, and still learning,
I love it. So I met John when we both worked at Remax. Right, but even before that, I heard about you because you used to knock doors in Montclair.
Yeah.
Like he was a religious door knocker. So the one thing I want to emphasize to people is that when you see the success, right, you buying buildings, you doing many flips, six figures that you mentioned, they don't understand that you started by literally knocking on doors. Yep. You started from the basic concepts of real estate. So talk a little bit about that to the people.
Yeah. So knocking on doors, when I entered real estate, one of my mentors told me, hey, you know what? Two things you got to focus on. You got to fail fast.
Right.
And given at that time, this was back in 2017.
Oh, wow.
We just got here from the Philippines. So it wasn't too long. I was born in the Philippines, and then my dad migrated us over here. But I was stuttering, man. Like I entered the office and I'm looking at my colleagues, right? And then they all talk like super smooth English.
Right.
I was like, damn, like how am I gonna compete?
Right.
You know? So I was trying to cold call. I was there in the office first, and then kind of like one of those things, first to come, last to leave and stuff like that. But I was like, dang, this is not working out because I can communicate, but my accent.
You didn't have that confidence.
Not yet.
Yeah, okay.
I just got here and stuff like that. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take that mindset because I know that I'm good like with people, belly to belly.
Right.
So yeah, man.
So you took it to the streets.
Took it to the streets.
Okay.
And long story short, I would get dropped off at a neighborhood, and I told my mom like, hey, don't. I told my mom and dad, I'm like, don't even pick me up. Like 4 hours. And
so you spent 4 hours knocking on doors?
4 hours, sometimes 5. Damn. Like James, I remember I had this, those clickers?
The clickers. Yeah, they used to be at the clubs when you walk in, they click like old school, yeah.
So my goal every single day is like, I need to like either talk to like 100 people or like 100 doors every single day.
Right.
So.
And that's what you were doing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's how John got started. Let me tell you, when you ever see the memes or the inspirational, your circle is important. So it's been a couple times that we have done some things together. So we were at the office once on a holiday. He calls me. He's like, hey, man, you coming in to make calls? We did a lot of cold calling together. I was like, man, come, it's a holiday. He's like, so what? Come on in. So I go in reluctantly, and we end up getting leads, and he ended up getting a listing on a holiday on a day that I really didn't want to call, and I didn't think that we were going to get anything, and that just shows the power of having the right people around you to push you and motivate and uplift you to do things that you wouldn't normally want to do or be uncomfortable with in order to make it happen. So I applaud you for that. So fast forward now, you go through the real estate part of it, you start getting into a wholesale. How do you become a full-time wholesaler? But actually before that, tell me the story that you told me when we were talking one day and how you transitioned to get to the wholesaling. Yeah,
so I was an agent for about I'm still an agent now for 5 years. Okay. So I was going door to door, and I was doing good. I think on my first year, fortunately, thank God, we did like 12 sales.
Okay, on our first, that's really good.
On our first year, yeah. But I was like in there, but. What happened, James, was, pandemic happened. Right. It all affected us.
It affected everybody, the whole world, so I get it.
Yeah, so when pandemic happened, man, two or three things happened for me, man. One, I was door knocking, right. And the number of people that's opening the doors, it's not...
Very limited at that point.
Yeah, it's not really there anymore, so I was like, oh shoot, like what happened? On top of that, I got the COVID.
Right.
So I found myself stuck in a room and sick and all that stuff. Right. And I was like, damn, like the phone call stopped stopped doing. Like there's
Everything
no
stops.
clients. Like my business was like cut into 1/4. So I was like, wow. So my business is really dependent on me and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
you know, I was there moping and hoping and all of that stuff. And
Did you ever get COVID during COVID?
I did. Yeah. I'm a hey bro.
So on top of that, you got it as well.
Yeah, I'm a 3 times COVID champ.
Oh
So.
man. Well, you made it through, so that's a blessing. Because some
Amen,
people
man.
didn't make it, so that's a blessing.
Yeah, so I was watching YouTube and you know laying down my bed and you know I saw this guy Ryan with a nice slick hair in Vegas. He's flipping 100 homes, and I was like, dang, like dude, like this is something different.
Right.
So I was thinking too because I was sick and you know my business was cut in 1/4. And I was like, dang, like if I do, so I talked to myself. I was talking to God. I'm like, God, like, please tell me what to do.
Let me pause you on that.
Yeah.
When you down and you need somebody to talk to, God is a perfect person for you to talk to.
Dude, I was
That's
there,
the best
bro.
conversation you can have.
Dude,
There
what-
ain't nobody you could call, ain't nobody else you could talk to. God tell me what to do. But you gotta just make sure you do it when He tells you.
He was really there, bro.
Okay, good.
Like, that's 100%. So
I love it.
Yeah, I just asked him for a favor, and then what I did was like it was like he had like something going on, like a special. So I watched his course. It was like $2,000.
Okay.
And then went through the course, and I was like, dang, like.
So you paid the $2,000 for the course for the guy in Vegas.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct.
So you invested in yourself. Okay.
Amen, exactly. Because yeah, I was just there. I'm like, I have to do something,
Right.
you know. And then I took the course, and I was like, I had some doubts at first. I was like, can I do this? Because he's doing it in Vegas.
Right.
So can I do this in California?
Right.
So and then he had like an in-person, you know, kind of like, oh hey guys, come here to Vegas, get to see our operation. So I went there, and he showed us kind of like the possibility.
Okay.
And then I talked to him, hey bro, can I do this in California? He said, oh hell yeah, bro. so I was like, dude, I got nothing to lose, bro.
Okay.
Everything is again, he's with me, bro.
Right.
So whatever. Like if I fail, whatever. Like
Right.
I'll
At least
just,
you gave it a try.
yeah. At least I gave it a try. So yeah, man, that was kind of like the start
Okay.
of what it is, man.
And then tell us from that point, because you had told me about how you were thinking about moving yourself up, taking it from where you were spending the $2,000 investing in yourself, how you end up putting $25,000 on the credit card, which I was like, damn, like that's a hell of an investment because
Yeah.
you have to feel
Yeah.
really confident about yourself in order to say, I'm going to spend this kind of money.
Right.
And not only that, this kind of money on this person or this company to teach me something that's going to make that money back. Tell me
Right.
about that.
Yeah, well, at this point too, to just give a context,
Okay.
I think I already sold like 25 homes, being a realtor.
Okay.
So that helped a little bit.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, like I never invested $25,000.
Right.
Like in myself.
Right.
So I always think this way, James. I'm like, dude, 20,000, 25. That could be like a car, right?
Yeah,
Or
a down payment for a house or
a Beamer.
yeah.
You know, like I could be feeling good, right?
Shopping spree, right?
A shopping spree.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what most people do. So I was like, dang, like, you know, at that point, Tony Robbins, you know, he's one of my virtual mentors too. He keeps
Okay.
saying that there's something called a pain and pleasure principle.
Got you.
There's a point in your life where it really hurts where you are. Like you know this is your capability, but you're kind of stuck.
Ooh,
Or like,
I like that.
there's like
You gotta say that again, man. Say it
there's
again.
there's like a ceiling, right?
Right.
So
You're gonna break that glass ceiling.
yeah, like I was stuck in like, you know, like the 80K, 90K gross. So in
Right.
California, we're living here in California. You're not really making
that's
a
not
lot.
nothing, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really a lot, you know, with everything, right? So I was like, damn, there must be a capability. I know that there must be a way. So I was like, you know what? I talked to them. I was like, and this is the creativity part too.
Okay.
I talked to them and I was like, hey, I'll put it on a credit card, and then is there a way to make payments on it? I believe in it and
Right.
stuff like that. So they said yeah. So I did the payment plan.
Okay, good.
So that was
Okay.
it. But
Yeah.
I pulled the trigger, man.
Yeah.
I was so nervous.
But you were still gonna do it though. That's the thing. You had
That's
the
it.
mindset that I'm gonna invest in myself this amount of money,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be successful.
Right.
So at that point, you got to go all in.
That's it.
Because really, there's no distraction. I'm not dating. I'm not going
Yeah.
out. I'm not gonna be on social media. I'm gonna
Yeah.
focus on
Yeah.
this to make sure I get this money
Yeah.
back and some. Gotcha.
Amen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So now you get to the point. You spend the money. You invest in yourself. How long does it take you to get that return back?
So I got my first deal like literally the next month.
Oh wow. So let's say within 30 days, 30,
Within
45
30
days.
days, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's good.
Yeah. So, man, my first deal was social media.
Okay.
Yeah. What we're doing right now.
Right.
I was like, because Ryan is a really big proponent.
Okay.
Our mentors with social media. Talk about your story. So I told him about my story. Like, and it doesn't need to be like, super long, 17 minutes or 25 minutes.
Right.
You gotta like start where you're comfortable with.
Right.
So that's what I exactly did.
Okay.
I was like, hey guys, my name is John. I made this Instagram reel video, right? This 2021, we gotta invest. But I wanna let you guys know that I'm buying houses. If you're an agent, if you're a wholesaler, boom, 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 boom. Hit me up, we'll buy it. Boom. And
so the most basic of basic videos you did,
Yeah.
along with what you paid to help you get your first deal.
that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Like and also I was also doing it every day.
Okay.
Like I'm showing them that I'm active. I'm
Right.
serious. Because I believe, man, God is always watching, man.
100%.
Like if you're like, you're about it. Like
Right.
you're doing God's deed, right? And you're working towards it. You're walking by faith, not by fear.
Right.
Right. You're like, hey guys, I'm actually here with visiting some properties. This is
Right.
the properties that we're looking for, and once people see that, they get curious.
They want to know more about it.
They want to know more about it. And then I think I was doing that for a good month or two consistently every single day.
Okay.
Right. And then, next thing you know, a real estate agent hit me up and he was like, hey, I got this hush property that's not even on the market, and take a look at it before I
Right.
put it on the market.
Right.
And then I saw it. It was inheritance, and then they were like, yeah, what do you have to offer? I shoot my shot, made them an
You
offer,
gotta shoot the shot.
and
that-
got it done.
And that's the one thing that's important. Some people think that I don't want to do it. What might happen? You can't have the mindset of what if you don't, right? We had to get a T-shirt made of that. You can't have the
Let's go.
mindset of what if you don't. But you shot the shot, like you said.
Right.
You didn't have the mindset of, I don't know, maybe, and you went out there and you did it, and it helped you get your return back in 30 days.
Not necessarily 30 days.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It
But
was
within
it was maybe about like 90.
That's still
90
not
days,
bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get a better investment on $25,000 in 90 days unless you're running
Yeah.
drugs for the cartel. So that's
But
not bad,
hey, Hey, bro, I actually have a 4x return. So it was
Okay.
25 grand. My first flip was we bought the deal for 550.
Okay.
It needed everything. Like it was like borderline, like no, not borderline, but it was a hoarder house.
Oh, wow.
You can
Okay.
smell cat pee and stuff like that. I don't judge. I'm just
No, I understand.
describing
Yeah,
it
that's
for,
how the house was.
for
Right.
what it is.
Right.
And we put some love into it. We renovated the whole front, back, inside.
Okay.
Made it a nice kitchen. But long story short, we bought it for 550. We put in about 110,000.
Okay, so you had 660.
660,
Okay.
and then after all said and done, we put it in the market for 850,
That's
and then
great.
we got 860 for it.
That's beautiful.
So it was a good
Good return.
Good
Yeah.
return. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
You don't need to know your money and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm saying 90 days and your belief, not only your belief, your faith got you to the next level.
Yeah.
So you get to that level, and now I see you're on panels, you're doing events, you're hosting events, you're doing all these different things. Now tell us about that, because we got to start a door knocking. We got COVID, we have where you were, and now where you're going, because you just told me when you walked in that you just got your office. So tell me about that story as well.
Yeah. So one of my mentors always told me, like, hey John, look, you're one person away, or maybe like they consult with you. Maybe right now it's just a basic conversation. You're one person away, one idea away to like your next 6-figure income.
Okay.
Your next, maybe girlfriend or wife that's
Right.
gonna revolutionize your life. So you just gotta put it out there. So that's what happened, man. When I started getting mentor,
Right.
it's like telling the universe that, hey, look, this kid, he wants it.
Right. Get after it. So would you suggest to people who are getting into business, who want to do what you do as far as wholesaling and flipping, to get a mentor and get someone to help them?
100%. And James, if I could share, man.
Absolutely.
One of the rookie mistakes, man, if I could turn back time, is it's really not getting like a mentor.
Okay.
Because the most expensive thing that we can have is a closed mind.
Right.
And a lot of people, they come in and they you know, at this point we get a lot of DMs and stuff like that. And
Okay.
they're like, hey, I want to buy you lunch. I want to buy you coffee and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, like, I paid 25 grand for
Yeah,
this shit.
I charge for this. Right. Yeah. You coffee you some
You know what
money,
I mean?
sit
Like,
down
I
with
can
me.
buy my own coffee.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly.
So, what I would say though, man, is, you know, because you're like, how do I find a mentor?
Right.
How do I do this? How do I do that? So, for those up and coming out there, the thing is, guys, is like you have a lot of time.
Right.
So, you know, go out there and learn some skills. Like, really read some books. YouTube, we got YouTube University, and then, you know, invest
Right.
in yourself. And the investment, it doesn't have to be like money. Like, it could be time. You know, it could be reading the book, learning a skill, picking up a camera. How do I use this camera? All that stuff, and then film someone and create that value.
Right.
Right. So there's multiple ways to skin a cat, man.
Okay.
Or to get to that destination. So.
But the main thing is investing in yourself and finding some help, finding someone who can help get you to the
100%.
next level and go. And not only that, don't be scared to pull the trigger, because you just said my business is cut to 1/4. I'm laying in the bed with COVID.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. But you said, hey, with all that's going on around me, I'm gonna still spend $2,000 at the time, because that could have been a lot at the time with no business, everything's closed.
It was
in the
a lot.
world. Yeah. But you said, look, I'm gonna pull the trigger and spend this $2,000,
Right.
and I'm gonna make it happen, and it worked out for you.
Yeah.
And on top of having good faith. You
Right.
know, so, and being a good person. So where you are now, so you just got the office. Tell us a little bit about getting, because you tell me that process in getting an office.
Yeah.
What made you get an office? And then
Yeah.
also tell me about how you downsized from the 8 people to the where you
Yeah.
are now, and what you have planned for the future.
Yeah. So to put a context to it, we started getting momentum this past 6 months. So I started flipping in not too long ago, maybe like the tail end of 2020.
Okay.
2021. That's when we got the gears going.
Gotcha.
So we got I believe it was like a 2,000, almost like a 3,000 square feet office.
Oh wow. Okay.
By myself, and it was
Oh,
my first
wow.
office.
Oh, yes, that's
you
big.
know?
3,000 square feet?
Man, it's like
Yeah.
a kid. Like, you know, I'm like, I don't know what's going on,
I
dude.
understand.
Like, I just got blessed, and it popped up, and
Right.
started hiring people, and it was good momentum because I went from like having a supervisor, and then now I'm actually like running the whole thing.
Right.
You know, not only thinking about sales, marketing, operations, but then you know,
You got payroll, you got
the
taxes.
Wi-Fi, all that stuff. So I was like, oh
Yeah,
wow,
yeah,
like this
it's a
just
big
got,
difference, yeah.
You know, so it was, you know, I'll be upfront with you. It was overwhelming.
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
other part. People want to be a boss, but they don't understand that you have to pay everything from rent to we ran out of paper and a copy machine.
Yeah.
We need paper and paper clips. It's a big difference.
The buck stops at you.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah. So we went from like a 3,000 square feet. We tried doing that for about, you know, like 5 months to 6 months.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? You know, this doesn't make sense.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So I went back and talked to my mentors and coaches. They're like, yeah, dude, you rather just like spend what you're spending right now, downsize, really like lean in,
Okay.
and lay low for a couple of months. So we lay low for a couple of months, shut down the office,
Okay.
went from like 8 people, and then really went to like that core 3 people.
Okay.
And there was a lot of like uncomfortable conversations
Right.
and stuff like
I can
that.
understand,
One of my mentors told me, James, like if you want to get to the next level, man, you gotta you know, really face your demons, because
Right.
every level has a devil.
Right.
And then when you make that necessary uncomfortable conversations that needs to be done.
Right.
Right. Let's just say, you know, we're buddies,
Right.
but then you're not really performing.
Right.
Hey man, it's uncomfortable because like it's like personal and stuff like that.
We had that conversation. You told me that. and let me just tell you that this man, I don't know how the I was telling you about the deal in Long Beach that we messed up on.
Yeah.
And it's Ramadan, so I'm fasting. I'm not drinking. I'm not arguing. I'm not fussing, cussing, and I'm not eating. And you were just talking crazy. I'm like, this dude is going off. But what you told me was the right thing, because we're talking about the deal in Long Beach that we could have got for $300,000. Cost about $100 something to fix up. We could have easily made about $300,000 or $400,000 on that. And you said, James, that's your fault. You said because if you go off the numbers, people will invest in the numbers, not necessarily you, but in the numbers, and the
Correct.
numbers make sense, you could have got that deal done. And I felt like this small. Like,
Hey,
damn, man.
hey, James. I want to let you guys know.
It was good.
I believe in you, James.
I
So
know
I'm
you do.
invested in you.
I do. And you didn't say that. You said any more deals that you find, we'll
Yeah.
JV them
Yeah.
and we'll make them happen. But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, I appreciated that conversation.
Yeah.
Because you told me something that I knew,
Yeah.
and then you said, "Why are you even still doing real estate? Like, what are you doing? You should be doing this." I'm like, "This man, I can't even talk to
who the hell is this guy right
I
here?
can't talk to the way I want to. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
on
yeah,
Ramadan."
yeah.
I said, "But watch
Yeah.
to the sunset. I'm calling you
Yeah.
back, Jack." But no, it was good, man. I
It was
appreciate
good,
that.
okay.
Yeah, it was definitely 100%. And I'm saying that to say that wasn't an uncomfortable conversation for you, but it was for me.
Mm.
But I needed to hear that at that time, and it definitely helped propel to where we're going right now.
Amen, bro.
So I get it.
Yeah.
I get that. So I had to just share that. But go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
had those conversations with the people as you're downsizing.
Yeah, had a lot of uncomfortable conversations. Let them go. So really went from like an agent, guys, like working by myself, being accountable, door knocking, stuff like that, keeping myself accountable.
Right.
To like, starting to become a leader, right? I haven't been a leader before, but I've seen some great leader, fortunately, my
Okay.
mentors and stuff like that. So that really, helped a lot. So I was working from the garage, like
Okay.
just doing deals and stuff like that. But on our first year of flipping, fortunately, man, God is watching. God has been watching. We were able to like flip 10 homes.
That's a blessing.
Blessing, man.
Those are good numbers too. 10 homes in 1 year, that's one a month.
Yeah,
And considering the time it takes from when you acquire the property to fix it up and put it back on the market and sell it, that's excellent.
Yeah. We were going on a rampage and buying.
As you should.
last year.
Okay.
Yeah. So and everything was new. So no, it was really good.
Okay.
We also kept 2 Airbnbs, one
Okay,
in Joshua Tree and my first multifamily in Big Bear.
Okay, good.
Close by the lake. So that was pretty nice.
All right.
And then I was there sitting down in my parents' house, and the dog is always barking, man.
Right.
And I'm like doing some deals, and then they're like, hey, they're like pulling me
Right.
in a different direction. So we found the office, man.
Okay,
I've been praying about it, and I think it was time. We went from a 3,000 square feet, and now it's a really like focused office, 1,000 square feet.
Right.
And we really like got crystal clear on what are the roles, because before it was like 8 people,
Right.
but then everybody's kind of like
All over the
trying to
place.
figure it
Yeah.
out. But then now it's like 3 or 4. But then everybody has like their own roles with acquisition,
Okay.
with sales.
Got you.
And then we also have now the blessing of also employing close to like 10 people.
Oh, good.
Back in the Philippines.
Okay.
That's in synergy with our team. So
I love it. So you go from the 3,000 to 1,000. That downsizing definitely has helped you mentally. So it takes off the stress of what you had to do, and it puts you in a position to be more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows their role, and you can do better in the long term. So
Mm-hmm.
I love to hear that. So I appreciate that, man. So tell me, what's in store for the future as we close out? What would you like to do? Because obviously you're a man of God, so you're in the community, you're making a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But where do you want to go from here?
Yeah, man. So what's in store in the future? So I really believe in the power of real estate.
Okay.
How it's a vehicle,
Right.
that can move people. But I'll be upfront with you. Last year and this year, it really brought me closer to God.
Oh, good.
And
you become a lot more faithful in real estate, not getting paid. When you gotta wait for that deal to close, you're like, oh God, please,
Yeah.
I got it. So yeah, it definitely raises that. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But I was just gonna say, James, it got me closer to God, and then recently too, I've gotten the fortune to get to be a part of 2 organizations.
Okay.
So one organization is a scholarship organization.
Okay.
Where they put some seed money for up and coming leaders.
Love it.
And they go to like Cal States,
Right.
Long Beach Community College, and then
Okay.
they become our future generation.
Oh,
So
good.
we definitely want to, because I used to be a scholar as well.
Okay.
In college. So definitely I want to give back in that, start a fund, because it really helped me become the person that
you are
I
becoming.
became.
Right.
And the second thing too is, I go to like restaurants a lot, and then this, like, I have an affection to homeless people.
Right.
So they would come up and hungry, and I'm like, wow, like there's like, I'm like eating, and I would give them stuff. So We also partner up with like food banks.
Okay, good.
And stuff like that. And you'd be really surprised, man. This is what I'm discovering. There's a lot of food out there,
Right.
but available. You just gotta apply for it.
Right.
But there's a lack of people that wants to deliver. Also, there's an abundance of people still that are hungry, that are there's a lot of families
Right.
out there that's
Food
really,
deficient.
really needing it.
Right.
So we're starting one up in Riverside and then the Inland Empire.
Okay.
For now, I'm getting mentored by someone that feeds 2,000 families every day.
Damn.
Not every day. It's 2,000 every other week, so 1,000 a week.
Okay.
So I went there a couple of times, volunteered, and I was like, wow, this is like when we were feeding those people.
Right.
Man, time just like passed by, and then it really fills my
Yeah,
heart.
it weighs on you. If you
know
have
what I
a
mean?
heart and you're compassionate, it definitely makes a difference. But let us know, man. I want to be a part of it.
Yeah,
I want to come help.
We'll
I definitely wanna do that.
get you in. We're also gonna do our grand opening, James,
Okay.
in about 3 weeks.
I can't wait.
Yeah, so
wait.
with our office,
Okay.
Mexican and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
in real estate, like money comes and go.
Absolutely.
But what I realized, man, is like when you're a part of like a really great culture. So that's what I want to become to work with. I want to
Okay.
really be like a great leader to this future.
Right.
To my team, because it's a responsibility. And then secondly, business is going good and stuff like that. I'm really actually proud. Like last year we made close to this is gross, okay?
Okay, I got it.
Man, God has been so good, like $500,000. So
Okay, good.
we're hitting that 7-figure mark.
I'm loving
that's
it.
the goal. But at the end of the day, those are numbers. It's what that money can actually do and make that impact.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How you invest that money and how you redirect that money. So what's your goal for what's your goal for the end of the year? Meaning, how many do you want to close this year as far as flips or Airbnbs or rentals and things like that?
So we kind of shifted a little bit, James. So from flipping a lot,
Okay.
from 100% flipping, we went to like a 60-40 model.
Okay.
So we actually like flip like 60% of the time,
Gotcha.
and then 40% wholesaling.
Okay.
So I want my guys to get to a point where we're really, because right now we're establishing the systems,
Okay.
and it's like a startup and stuff like that. So as far as the goal, we do want to help move close to 7 figures, and then create 6-figure seats
Gotcha.
of my team. So I want to be able to create 6-figure seats.
Okay, good deal. So what I'll do in this video, I'll make sure people can tag you and contact you. So if they have wholesale deals, if they want to partner with you, if
Yep.
they want to pay a little bit of change to mentor and not just offer you a coffee, Your time is valuable, man. Time
Yeah.
is very valuable, so that makes a difference. So I appreciate you coming through, man. I appreciate you telling the people to help inspire the people, because there's a generation coming behind you, there's one with you, and there's one ahead of us. And we can always learn from people. And a person in your position who's gone through seems like every step in real estate and getting that confidence and having faith, all these different attributes, it definitely makes a difference. So I appreciate you telling your story.
Dude, thank you, man. This
No,
is
thank
amazing
you,
what
man.
you're doing,
No.
bro. Let me know, bro.
Definitely. So thank you guys for watching first episode, season 2. We will come back to you next week, every week. John, I'll make sure he has his information so you can contact him in this video, in the description, and we'll see you next week.